You really gonna start this with ASMR?
Ooh.
She's really gonna start this with ASMR. Hey, what's up, guy? Yep, go ahead.
Wait, it's like branches, leaves.
Yeah. I like how your branches and leaves sound the same.
Well, they do in movies.
Ugh. Alright, guys. Hey, what's up? My name is Tyler. This is Tori. Yeah, there's gonna be so much confusion because Tori and I just came back from the movies.
Yeah.
But what movie did we see? Not Hocus Pocus.
Not Scream.
Not Scream. Which makes me want to scream because I want to talk about Scream. But no, we last week saw Hocus Pocus. That was the first movie I watched on Disney Plus.
Was it?
Yeah, that was
the first. Oh, you did say you wanted to wait
until... The day it launched, which was November 12th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... So Hocus Pocus is one of those movies where it's like, Hocus Pocus is so good. And I'm like, I haven't seen it. You haven't seen Hocus Pocus? Everyone's like, why haven't you seen Hocus Pocus?
How have you not seen it since the day you were born?
Yeah, and I am notorious for that. I am the guy in the group who hasn't seen... I probably haven't seen what everyone's talking about. And yeah, you're right. I've had my whole life to watch this because this came out the year you were born, and you were older than me.
I know. I have such great movies.
Yes, so...
in the year I was born.
For those of you who don't know, Hocus Pocus is... You know how you got A Christmas Story and Polar Express and Elf, all of those Christmas movies. Hocus Pocus is probably... You can argue with me on this if you'd like. This is probably the Halloween movie. Family, yes. Yeah, because there are movies titled Halloween. But yeah, no, this is the family Halloween movie. I know there's Halloween Town and
Everyone
Nightmare Before
knows
Christmas.
This movie.
But yeah, evidently, if you say, I haven't seen Hocus Pocus, that's the one that they want to stab you with pitchforks and stuff for not seeing and whatnot.
As Austin would say, if you're a white girl and someone says something, have you not heard him say that? I'm pretty sure I told you. Like, every white girl gets so upset. This is his words, not mine.
Okay.
If you have not seen the movie, they freak out on you.
Okay. Yeah, that's what happened. So I loved it then, and I loved it even more going back to the theater to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting at this point that since we've been back to the theaters, I've seen more older movies. It's interesting that we are choosing to go to the movies for things that, yes, we can just watch on Disney Plus. What's your input on that? Why do you think we choose to go to the movies?
I actually was thinking about it while watching Scream. I was like, this is the first time I've seen Scream in the movie theater.
Yeah, same.
And there's something magical that happens at the theater where I kind of have like an ADD or an ADHD where I have to do something or like talk or, I can pause the movie to go up and get something to eat while I'm at home. Mm-hmm. But at the movie theater, you can't do that. You have to sit and watch the movie.
I had this exact thought. It was the environment of a movie theater like demands your undivided attention.
And you pay attention to every freaking detail.
Oh, yeah. So it blows my mind. So I listen to a few podcasts here and there, and if they review movies or even non-podcasts where it's just like a 5-minute video or someone, they're always just like, yeah, so I took notes. I'm like, how do you guys take notes? But we're watching Scream, just to go off track for a little bit, and I'm just like, yeah, if I had a notebook, I would tear this thing apart. I have so many, like, it's not like, ooh, this scene, this happens. It's like, I notice things in the background, and I'm like, yeah, I could take notes during a movie like this. I think after people do it long enough, they can separate things.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, cool. Step 1, go to the movie, enjoy the movie. And then step 2, all right, your brain switches, and then you recall everything.
Yeah,
and
it's hard the first time, the first few times.
And I think the whole recalling thing is then why people start to take notes.
Yeah, because it's hard.
So like a podcast I listen to, it's 2 of them, they go to the movies, and one of them will miss something because they're jotting something down. I'm like, yeah, that sucks.
It does.
I would hate to do that. For me, if I were to start taking notes, at least in the theaters, one, it's dark. It's hard to do. But it's like, I probably would do that on my second
exactly
watch through. But a lot of people like to go to the movies as quickly as they can.
like a first reaction.
Get the review. That's what I did on my on my Not Your Average Thai channel. I did movie reviews like that, and I legit would do them at like 1 a.m. because we just got out of the theater at like 11.
Yeah.
I would do them that day, and it was good, but also it's tiring, and I just kind of I wouldn't take notes. I did for one of them. I just jotted a few things down on my phone, but I would sit there and I would just think about what I would say, and it is a little distracting. Going to the movies, though it may have its obvious like flaws against just seeing it at home, because at home there's no one next to you coughing. Luckily, those people stopped. It's like their coughs were just timed. It's like, oh, movie's starting. Okay, that was the last one, George. Thanks. But yeah, and then okay, so before we even got to the theater or to our seats and experienced the coughing fit that was happening next to us, this was different. And I promise, guys, we will get to talking about Hocus Pocus soon. But cash only.
What?
It was cash only.
Yeah,
which
the
was
snacks.
Weird because it's typically the exact opposite. It's like, hey, we only taking cards. It's a cash shortage.
Think,
yeah,
right?
and it was like, I want an icy during my movie.
But honestly, it wasn't even a big deal.
No, it was just like, okay, cool. No icy. No possible pee break during the movie.
Yeah.
Which I try to not do. I've done it twice since I've gone to the movies, and I've seen several movies.
We got to count.
Yeah, and then obviously there's always going to be people talking. There were people behind us. It was very minimal, but it was like at one point they were quoting
the movie, which
scenes
is obviously
before they happen. I was like, I did that when I went to see the Goonies in theaters. Goonies, hands down, one of my favorite movies of all time. People are so passionate about that.
And that's why I didn't mind.
Yeah, they try to impress their friends. And it's like,
and then their friends are like, "Shh,
don't
do that."
I can quote this scene verbatim. It's like, yeah, I can too, but I'm doing it internally. You dick munch. and then, lastly, we don't get this with Disney Plus because there's no commercials. But there's our theater has a stupid.
You're gonna mention, aren't you?
Has a stupid Forrest Gump wannabe sounding bitch. She's like.
Be nice.
Well, it's just someone who's not Tom Hanks.
Be respectful. I know, but
I want to go to university and there's a bar to be chocolate. It drives me crazy, and so I just roll my eyes and I'm just like, okay, the movie will start soon. And speaking of starting soon, okay, so Hocus Pocus is a 1993 horror fantasy comedy film that was directed by, do you know who?
The awesome
Kenny Ortega.
Yeah.
Who fucking directed like Michael Jackson in his stages and High School Musical.
Yep, High School Musical.
How is like a choreographer, a dance dude, directing... I mean, there was one musical number, very good musical number in this movie.
But we'll talk about it. I'm so excited to talk about it.
So evidently this film was based on a novel or a book, a short story called The Witches.
I've heard that, yeah.
By
Which
Roald
is also
Dahl.
technically a movie.
Awesome.
But that's a separate other movie. The Witches.
Really?
I think the Witches are... Shit, what's it called?
Twitches?
No, not Twitches.
You might be right.
Witches. It's this like scary fucking movie that's not supposed to be scary, but it's scary to kids.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a remake on it recently.
Yeah, so I have some notes pulled up in front of me, and it turns out that this film was meant to just be a Disney Channel original.
Yeah.
But they're just like, no, this is good. We can make it a theatrical release.
That's crazy.
And then when it got released, a lot of people didn't like it, or like critics didn't like it. But now it's like a cult kind of. It's developed a cult following.
It is.
Because everyone loves Hocus Pocus.
You know, I'll be honest. It wasn't like when I was younger. It wasn't my go-to because. Okay, I'm very sensitive. Okay, and when animals die. We'll get to this part. But when animals die or something happens where I cry, I never watch the movie again.
Did an animal die in this movie?
We'll get to it. You don't remember, do you?
No.
Okay, anyway, let's start.
Okay, so this movie stars people, which I don't know
so many people.
I don't know who Betty Midler is. But she, for some reason...
Bet. I think is it pronounced Bette Midler? I think it's Bette.
It's Bette. Yeah, her name showed up before anything else, before the title.
She is iconic.
And then we got to like Sarah Jessica Parker from Sex in the City or Sex and the City.
She was in the movie 9 to 5. I'm pretty sure. Like
didn't answer my question.
85%. Sorry.
And then
Say that again.
Is it Sex in the City or Sex and the City?
Oh shit. Sex and the City.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, because there's always a mishap with that.
And then we have Kathy Najimy. Those three lovely women played the witches, or the Sanderson sisters.
So
I love that Sanderson. I love that. And then we got Omri Katz, who doesn't play one of the witches. He's the main kid.
Yeah.
He's the protagonist, which is crazy.
Such a cool name.
And then Thora Birch and Vanessa Shaw, who play the women. I don't know who.
Thora Birch is the little child who does an amazing
job. Oh my god, she carries
acting.
the movie.
Yeah.
She carries.
And then Vanessa with an eye.
Yeah.
Shaw, she's the lucky lady with the yabos.
The yabos, yes. See, that would have been a note.
Part.
I would have noted that. Yeah. So this movie wasn't a complete failure. Its budget was $28 million and it grossed almost $40. So it made money.
And it's still making money.
Yeah. So, okay. So the movie opens up with a scene back in the 1600s.
It was 1693 to be exact.
Wow.
Yep.
Exactly 300 years before this movie came out. 1983. Yeah. And
you say 1983?
1993.
Okay, cool.
And it's in Massachusetts, which is like the Salem witch trials and stuff. Yeah. We got a guy, this name is Thackeray Binks.
Thackeray?
That is a name that you pick for like a child detective film. It's like, young detective, Thackeray Binks was on the case. Like, that's a made-up name.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously all names are made up
Thackeray
in this.
Before, though.
Yeah.
Binks, no.
So he wakes up and he notices that his sister is gone. And I don't know if it's her and a friend or whatever, but it seems like two girls, or maybe it's just the sister and the witch.
It was...
Is it Sarah Jessica Parker?
Okay, so they all of them have different powers, and I guess we can get to that.
Okay.
They kind of... They don't really tell you, but they kind of hint at it. So, you got the Sarah Jessica Parker, also Sarah in the movie.
That's really... I love when people can get their names. Like,
yeah.
Your name's good enough.
Yeah.
Good for you.
She's the beautiful one, She's the one who can lure kids with her music.
So attractive. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was her and the sister. That's amazing. Okay. I really just thought it was friends. It was just like two little girls just like, oh my god,
just her.
Words. Okay, cool. So you got Sarah, who is luring this little girl to their cottage. And so you see that in the woods there is like purple smoke. It's not the greatest effect ever.
It is cool though.
But yeah, it's
for
like, okay,
age,
cool. So something's a brewing, quite literally. Yeah, and so the boy who I looked at you and I was like, hey, that looks like Tom Hanks's kid, Frank Hanks. What's his name? Frank?
It's funny because I think he has a son named Frank, but I think you're thinking of the other one, Colin.
Colin?
There's Colin, and then I think Frank.
Well, let me see. We got Tom Hanks. I'm definitely thinking of Colin, and there's Truman and Chet.
Oh, Chet.
So I don't know where the fuck I got Frank from.
Why did I think his name was Frank?
Yeah, so I was like, hey, that looks like a young Colin Hanks, and then a few minutes goes by and I was like, that looks like the dude from NCIS, and you're like, it is. And
I'm like, it does because it is.
And I was like, yeah, it's Sean Murray. I recognize him. Yeah, so he goes there.
With that fake accent.
And he's with his friend, and his friend, I don't know, he just never shows up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's his brother or whatever.
Well, he's only important in, like, some plot.
But yeah, so he goes chasing after his sister and Sarah, who, that blows my mind. I did not know that was her. I just thought it was two girls just gallivanting. She has such a young, childlike essence in this movie.
Which we can get to when we...
So great. Unlike Winifred and Mary.
Winifred?
Yeah, Winifred is, I don't know, the leader.
Yep, she is the one with the... crazy orange hair.
Yeah, and Mary, the one with the lip. Oh my
she
god,
is so funny.
That lip drives me crazy.
Okay,
it drove me crazy the whole time.
Oh, it's my favorite. Back in the day, like when she was acting.
It's very much like Three Stooges.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of the movie. That's like they're supposed to be kind of like, have their own little personality. You got to have the leader,
Yeah. So, the whole point of these sisters, they look old. Like,
yeah, in the beginning.
Not like witches, how they just look gross. They just look like old, regular, female women. Female women, yeah. But yeah, what they do is they get children, or at least one child. I think they just need one, and they can like steal their youth.
Yeah.
And so
their
that's
soul.
That's what they're brewing is they want to restore their own youth and vitality. And that's what I'm reading here. I don't know why it says vitality. I don't know what that word is.
You don't know what vitality is?
Well, because vital means important.
It also means like life.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So
existence.
He crawls into their cottage on this like water spinning thing, which I love. That's always so cool to me. So he crawls up there and he's like, "Hey, stop it!" Like they have at this point. They have sucked the life out of her. She's alive.
She's
the sister's
like in
alive.
the process of taking her existence.
Yeah, they look young. They're young now. They stole Emily's life force, and they're all happy because now they look old, or not old. They look the opposite of old. They look attractive and young. Well, attractive as you can get for being a witch.
Yeah.
So he calls. Oh boy, he calls Winifred the main stooge.
Yep.
Calls her a hag. And
she does not like that.
And so yeah, instead of just whatever they were doing, they're like, okay, you need a harsher punishment. So fucking they just doomed him, as a cat.
Because that way he would have to live with the guilt.
Yep, he is a black cat to live that way forever. Even if he gets killed, lives forever. That is explored later, and I love that scene. So yeah, he just is now going to live with the guilt of failing to save his sister.
Can we also say how great, for being in 93, the transitions are? And I'm not being sarcastic.
Like between the scenes?
No, like, not transition scenes.
Oh, like the animations.
Animations.
Like when people undergo a transformation,
and then
yes.
the fucking, I don't know what it is, but it's like lightning. And, like, the power that comes from their hands. It's actually pretty freaking cool.
I can't believe we're still in the beginning of this movie. And
go ahead. Go on.
What happens is that, of course, obviously too late. It's in every movie. The cops show up after everything's already gone down. The townspeople, who are Thackeray Binks' parents, parents are leading all the townspeople. They barge into the cottage. And they get the sisters. Somehow the sisters are just like, cool, take us. I mean, obviously they didn't want to, but they're witches, and they got captured so easily.
Yeah.
The parents, and the townspeople, they captured the 3 witches, and before the 3 witches were to be hanged, they cast a spell on them. It's such a Winifred, it's such a specific spell.
Yeah, because do you remember the part from before where they weren't going to, but then the book dropped? And it opened.
Yeah. Oh, the book with the eye.
Fucking the human made.
If you guys know Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, Mad Eye Moody, what his eye looks like.
Yeah.
Take that eye and just put it on a book. And
I was curious to why that was reminding me of something.
It's like the Evil Dead book, because the book looks like it's made of skin. It's like, ugh.
It is. It's just
so
like
yeah. The last spell was when the moon is full, a virgin will summon them back from the dead so that they can claim the lives of all the children in Salem. But it's got to be on like Halloween.
Yeah.
It's so specific.
I know.
It's so specific.
All Hallows Eve.
And of course, for plot to exist, that happens.
Well, yeah.
So, 300 years later, this kid, can you guess his first name? Just think of a kid. What would his cool name be? He's cool.
It reminds me of the movie Max Keeble's Big Move.
Yep. Yeah. We got this teenager named Max Dennison. He's played by the Omri Cats. I'm just going to say his
Omri.
name, but that's probably the last time I say Omri. So yeah, they lived in California. They were all cool, but then they were forced to move to Salem. What a great town or city for this to take place in.
I would love to live there, honestly.
Yeah, so they're in like, I don't know, English class or history class, and the teacher is talking about the tale of the Sanderson sisters, which I don't know if they believe it to be true, but they believe it to be respected and taken seriously.
It's like, it's real, but to them it's more of a, what do you call that?
Conspiracy?
No. What is that? Just
an old wives' tale?
A legend or, fuck. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Legend was a tale? A fable?
Oh my god,
An
there's
old
a
wives'
specific
tale?
word I'm looking for, and I cannot think of it.
I don't know. I thought legend was pretty good.
Legend, but myth, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just like, oh boy, this is bullshit or something. I don't know, but I think he laughs or something, and the teacher's just like, oh, what? We have a skeptic on our hands, or something like that, and everyone besides him is like, oh, this is true.
Yeah, like, fuck you.
Yeah, but granted, it is a local tale, and they are all of that city.
Yeah,
so.
but he kind of seems like a dick. Like, if I was watching this movie and it stopped right there, he just seems like a dick, especially after what he did next.
Yeah, and then this is when we're introduced to Vanessa Shaw's character, Allison.
Allison is such a, like...
Ooh, Allison doesn't look like a high schooler.
No.
Well,
I feel like none of them really do.
Are they in high school? Because he looks young. She looks like she is...
Like college.
Yeah.
Shut up.
College, at least. And she is a popular girl, which I didn't really see the... They didn't really emphasize her popularity. I'm glad. I hate that trope.
Yeah,
Just
I think
the
they
popular
focused
girl
too much
is,
on it.
Yeah. But he's got a crush on her, and she's like, oh, but you don't believe this? And blah, 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 blah. He asks for a number, but she's like, no. Well,
she takes it.
Yeah, and then later she gives it back, and he's like, wait a minute, that's not what's supposed to happen.
Well, because he's just like, fucking, what did he say? He tried to make it all like a catchy pickup line, and then everyone's like, ooh.
Yeah, and then we meet the bullies. Oh, I hate this.
Dude, okay, I have choice opinions.
What about
them?
Jay and Ice? Not
Ice.
Ernie. His name is Ice. Dude's got it shaved in the back of his head. I love that hairstyle. His big ass smile. He's just so goofy.
He is goofy. And then Ice reminds me of Chandler. His voice sounded just like Chandler's.
Yeah. And so there was like, oh, Hollywood. And then they steal his shoes.
And they ask for smokes.
And he like stands up for himself too, but then it shows he's on a bike and okay.
What?
Do you know? And it's like, oh, back in my day, we had to travel 15 miles to go to school. This dude drove through like 5 states to get home.
Did he? I do not remember.
He's driving through the woods, through a creek, through the city, through backyards. He's going everywhere just to get home on his bike. I don't even
remember.
And he's doing it halfway through with no shoes, just socks.
Yeah.
And so he gets home. And that's when we meet little Danny, his younger sister with the adorable big-ass forehead. She got a big forehead, but it's adorable.
But she is cute. She has so much sass.
Yeah, she's dressed up as a witch. She's super excited for Halloween. He obviously is not. He thinks...
He's too old.
I don't know if he's one of those, oh, I'm not a baby.
He is.
But yeah, so his parents are going to a party, so they're just like, you need to take her trick-or-treating. And he's like, oh, whatever, I don't want to. But she shows up in his closet? Like, that's where we first see her?
And then...
He's like, on the bed.
Oh, Allison, you're just so,
is that what he's
huggable.
saying? Is that he's saying that?
Yes.
And then she comes out.
He's like, Allison, pretending the pillow was her.
And she is so mature. She does not seem like the little one in this.
No.
But yeah, so they're trick-or-treating, and they wind up at Allison's house, and this is weird, she's like co-host? No, she's not hosting. She's
passing out the candy.
Yeah, but she's dressed up in like Victorian garb.
But then her hair is normal.
Her parents are hosting this weird Victorian era.
Which I think is actually pretty fucking cool.
It's cool for like parents, but it's weird that she's there.
Exactly. I mean, if you're going to dress up... Like, you gotta get the hair, too. I don't know. That really bothered me.
Yeah. So, I can't remember exactly, but I think just to prove that he's cool or something, or just to give them something to do, they wind up, it is revealed that Allison's mother, or at least Allison, Yeah. Her mother used to run the museum.
Yep.
Because they turned the old cottage of the Sanderson sisters into a museum.
A museum, like a dumbass.
Very cool, though.
Yeah, it's cool, but until someone goes in there and lights a stupid flame.
They keep everything, mainly intact. I'm sure they shelve some items and put some rope up and put glass casing around things.
They do with every single murder.
Yeah, they make it look like a museum. So I don't know if that was shut down or it's just closed for the season, which is weird because it's Halloween and that specifically should be opened during this holiday. But no, it's closed. And so Allison and Danny and Max, they all go there. And he finds the black flame candle, and just to prove that it's all hocus pocus. I don't know if he says hocus pocus, but yeah.
He does. He says it's a bunch of hocus pocus, and then we're like...
He lights the candle with his Zippo or his lighter or whatever.
Man, I forgot to say title card.
It's announced. Oh, yeah. You're a virgin. He's a virgin. So the virgin lit the candle on Hallows Eve.
The black flame
I don't know
candle.
if it's Hallows Eve. I think it's Hallows Eve. Halloween. It's just, he did all the things, man.
That you're not supposed to do.
You were a virgin. You lit the candle on Halloween. 3 strikes. You're out. The Sanderson sisters are in. Because the flame turns black and it's like...
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. So, yeah. There they all are. The girls, as smart as they are, hide. Max is under a table. And Mary, the one with the lip, she's like, I smell children. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, that's her power.
I smell Oh, is that it?
She can smell... So one of them can smell the children.
Oh.
The other one can sing to lure the children.
So it's basically like, okay, you got the one that senses children are there. You got the one that can find the children, lure them back. And then you got the one who does all the spell making and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what it seems like to be. And I like that too. They all have a role.
I didn't notice that there was that dynamic.
I didn't notice it until I went to go see it in the movie theater.
All right, that's good. And see, with the movies, focus.
You're focused.
100%.
Don't get rid of the movie theaters, because it's stupid if you do.
Okay, so, yeah, they end up finding Danny. They pick her up. They legit... It has been hours, minus the 300 years, it has been hours since they sucked out the other girl's powers. They don't need another girl, but...
What are you talking about?
It technically, I mean...
You're saying because there was no...
They were hanged that night, and then they come back kind of
right...
Yeah,
but they died.
They picked, I guess, but they look the same.
So it's like that time has passed, and it's still like, yeah, maybe they look the same, but they still need... It says in the thing that, like... whatever years, and then a virgin will come and light the candle, and then we have 24 hours until midnight to suck another life.
And we missed an important part. So Thackeray Binks as the cat, before Max, I was going to say Danny, before Max could light the candle, the cat comes out, attacks him, but then the cat just gets pushed away and just...
He's like,
he's just
I
there. Yeah, he tried, and then he gets the candle lit. And so, yeah.
After, and that's his introduction into that part.
Danny is subdued and Max is trying to like save his sister, right before Winifred, who she's always doing the hits and stuff, right before she can like get Danny, the cat, he attacks
them.
Yeah, he attacks Winifred and Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. She basically, Danny wakes up Max because he's like kind of knocked out. And then Max sticks around to give them the burning rain of death.
Know.
Once again,
one of
with
my favorite parts of the movie.
His stupid ass ladder, his lighter and the ladder he climbed to get up top. Yeah, he holds it up to a sprinkler and
he's acting all confident.
Yeah, they're convinced it's the water, so they don't know what it is.
To die.
And so they end up taking the book, and it is revealed that the cat can talk, so they're all creeped out.
He can talk.
They end up going to a graveyard. So 3 of them escaped, and they're with Thackeray Binks, the cat, and they have the book, and now they're in a graveyard
because they can't touch them on sacred ground.
Yes, the witches. It doesn't really do much. They can still hover a foot above the ground.
But I'm just curious. What if they fell off?
On their...
what would happen?
Well, they do that eventually. They're in the graveyard at one point.
Do they?
Yeah, I think
Are
so.
you sure? No. They never touch the ground. They have Billy do it.
I don't know.
Anyway, let's get to that.
And speaking of Billy, this is where the cat leads them to the grave of Billy Butcherson, who, I don't know, used to date Winifred.
Yeah,
kind of weird.
It was Winifred's lover, and then Sarah Jessica Parker, came in and did her seductive, like, "Oh, look at my boobs," and then I guess they were like having an affair on the side, and then Winifred cursed him, and like sewed his mouth shut.
Yeah, so he couldn't reveal secrets or whatever. Yeah, so they now have the zombie against them or whatever, and Allison is just like, wait a minute, the cat must be Thackeray Binks. Because that was revealed in their class when they're talking about it. They talk about the cat. And so that should have been like the first flag. It's like, oh, cool. So Sanderson, the flag a cat attacked me, and then the black flame worked. Yeah, this is real. This is a real thing, but no. So the sisters realize that it's just water, and they're just like, God damn it, we've been tricked. And then they get their is this the part where they get
it's where they leave, and then they
not yet. I'm there in my mind, but not yet.
Yeah,
they get their normal broomsticks because
that part. Yeah,
they get their broomsticks and they fly and they go to the graveyard, and yeah, you're right, they follow Mary's nose.
Yeah
Interesting. I did not. I thought they just all had their quirks, but they all have their abilities, their duties.
And I'm pretty sure that at one point, I don't know if it was this point or another time later on, but they're like, "Oh, what black water is this?" And it was the concrete.
Oh, I kind of got ahead of myself. So it's when they're hovering above the graveyard, because they can't touch it. That's when Winifred brings back Billy.
Yes.
Yeah. So it freaks the kids out. Obviously, dude just came up from a grave, and so She orders him to get the spell book back because, she didn't do her studying, so she doesn't know all the spells.
Yeah, she tries to remember, even though you got Sarah, who's like, "Oh yeah, dead man's toe," and that was the actual ingredient, and they're like, "No, that's not it."
It was dead man's nose, dead man's toe.
And she said it, but she of course says it like a blonde, so.
Yeah.
She's like, ooh.
Yeah, so she's like later in the movie, she's like, I can't remember the thing. And it's like, you can't remember the spell, Winifred. It's why. So yeah, she needs this book. So she's just like, Billy, go get the book.
Ooh.
And, yeah, so he tries to get it, but they're running through a graveyard. It's a zombie who hasn't walked in hundreds of years. And so Max just like smacks the zombie's head off with a tree branch.
Yeah.
And then they end up escaping through the sewers? I don't remember that.
I don't remember it being a sewer.
Yeah,
Was it a sewer?
Just says Binks helps them escape through the sewers. But yeah.
Maybe it was. I just don't remember that part either.
So they slipped away. Mary can't sniff them out. And then so they're on a street, and then this is like the cool part. Kind of reminds me of what's the Prisoner of Azkaban with the bus, the trolley.
Are you talking about when the bus comes up?
Yeah, it's the dude who's like, hey, where can I take you ladies?
And then...
What do you desire?
And then they go in and they're like, we desire children.
And he's like, well, it could take me a few tries, but I can get it. And it's like,
which
ooh.
I did not get it until this time watching it.
You see those articles, it's like, hidden jokes you didn't understand when you were children, but when you were adults. Yeah. It's like, he's talking about fucking them. He's like, I can give you some babies.
Which I'm sorry, but like, I mean, they're okay.
Yeah.
Like, they're cool, whatever.
Yeah. So, well, the sewers, I guess, are right underneath them. They're like under the street because
I remember because then and then
they get out.
Oh my god, what's the little girl's name again?
Danny,
yes. I keep wanting to say Thora, like her real name.
Oh, okay.
And she pushes it up, and
Binks escapes. And he gets flat.
No, I don't. That's like right after. But remember when Billy also pushes it up, I think. And then he sees the car or the bus coming that they're in, and then his fingers get snapped off. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But then they get out.
Yeah, so Billy gets ran over, or not Billy, fucking the cat gets ran over. They all cry, and then he just kind of inflates
back up like
he got ran over. He got flattened by a giant bus tire, and so it's like, I told you I'm immortal. I don't know why I gave him that voice. And yeah,
that actually wasn't too bad.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, so one scene I liked is just. God, Sarah, she's always just flirting with the men.
I know. She's like...
she's just on his lap while he's driving a bus. It's like, bro, not legal.
Yeah, she literally flirts with every guy that she can. She's like, oh, let me play with him.
So the witches, the sisters get off, and it's Halloween, so all these children are dressed up like all these various characters and creatures.
Like, what is this? I smell children, but I don't see children.
I smell children, but I see goblins or gremlins or ghouls or something. They say like that. They end up seeing this old dude dressed in red, and they're like, oh, it's Master.
It's the Master.
It's just a dude dressed like Satan, which is hilarious.
He looks familiar, too. He's in other movies.
So there's like a weird thing with him and his old wife. His wife's dressed in like curlers in the hair.
She's not dressed. That's her normal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Sarah's like seducing him, and then it's just like, he's not Satan. This holiday has become a joke. Yeah. And so they're just like, all right, we gotta get back. We gotta go find those kids. But wait, and this was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Someone took their broomsticks.
It was the 3 little kids that were dressed up like the Sanderson sisters, which I did not realize until watching it. And I thought that was so fucking cute.
That's always the best time for like an Easter egg or just a nod to any Halloween movie.
It's so good.
Like in the new Halloween movie, which I'm sure we're going to talk about.
We have to.
The third Halloween movie, which is not Michael Myers related, you see 3 kids with those masks on.
Do you?
Yeah, the Silver Shamrock. That's what it's called. Yeah, but it's just so great. You always get those Easter eggs. It's like, hey, look, did you see the background with these characters? They were in this movie, and now they're in this movie. Just as a little Easter egg, a little nod, paying homage to their original.
I guess I kind of thought about it. Where it's like
the
witch.
Spooky Charlie Brown masks.
Yep.
So lots going on. So Mary picked the scent of them back up, and the kids are going to the school because that's the party that the adults are in. What's the part?
What they had to grab for their brooms.
I thought they did that later.
Did they?
Yeah, like when they were at their cottage or something.
Oh, maybe you're right. Okay.
Yeah, so they're just walking now. They all go to the school because there's a giant party for adults. Right. I don't see that happening in today's society.
I don't think it would be so cool.
Yeah, I just don't think adults would be gathering for a party.
Not parents.
Especially without children. Yeah.
Not parents. Now, adults do. It's called highball. Highball?
I don't know.
Highball.
It'd be interesting, like, if the kids had a party, so it was they were being watched out after, and the parents had their own party because there's no children. So it's like the kids are in this gymnasium having a party, so the parents can enjoy their own party. But no, it's just all the adults of the town are just doing their thing, and then everyone's just being trick-or-treated, like,
one of my favorite
unsupervised?
Parts. I guess. You would think, like, nowadays it definitely 100% should not and would not happen.
Yeah. So, you said one of my favorite parts?
One of my favorite parts, yes.
Oh, that we're about to.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the Max. I don't know who's singing on stage. I'm assuming it's like a real thing. I don't know.
It's just like a band, I guess. They hired like a DJ.
May as well have been My Chemical Romance. But yeah, so Max gets on stage, and
the music they were singing was great, actually.
Very good music. Yeah. He steals the mic and was like, "Hey!" And he's like, "Hey guys, something that I doubted is now it's true. Sanderson sisters are back," and so people think it's Hocus Pocus. People think that he's lying.
A bunch of Hocus Pocus.
So they don't believe in the legend. They just enjoy it and respect it.
Like, it's a real legend. It's real to them, but it's not real in real life.
It's like people who, the Loch Ness Monster. It's like, people have seen it.
Like, you want to believe it.
Yeah, but we know it doesn't exist. But sure, I don't mind that people think it's a thing. And so, he's just like, Yeah, well, they're right there. The Sanderson sisters are back, and the spotlight goes on
They're
them.
like, oh, thank you for
And
the introduction.
They don't
put a
deny it.
spell on you,
And then they do this dope ass
and
song.
now you're mine.
Yeah, and she,
Mine,
as she's saying, I put a spell on you,
Oh my.
she has put a spell on everyone in the room.
She literally
except for the
says
kids.
the words, and then everyone else repeats her.
Yep.
And that was like so freaking smart.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Dun, 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 huh.
You're stupid.
Yeah, you guys can't see, but I'm doing the dance. And so,
Barely.
yeah, they all are now spellbound. I
wanna-
think that's the word.
I need to learn. Those weren't the real words in the real song, correct? They were actually using words that they made up, like for the spell.
I have no idea.
I'm like almost 80% sure.
I have no idea.
Anyway, that was awesome.
So, yeah, all of the adults are under a spell, and
Dancing till they die.
yeah, and so, but they're still exploring the school. The kids have escaped with the cat. I don't know if the cat's still there. Sure. And they have an idea to try to trick. What a dope ass school.
I know.
For having a whole pottery section.
I mean, my school did,
Oh.
actually.
Like
Yeah.
college did, but not like, I don't think high school did.
Oh, my high school
Maybe
did.
it did. I didn't do it.
I mean, did you have pottery class?
Not me, no. Not in high school.
Not that you took it, but was that like in the
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Really?
So yeah, this high school has a whole oven, the whole pottery kiln, and they are luring the biblioteca. It's like it's a voice that keeps.
It just immediately when I heard that, it reminded me of Community.
It keeps saying, "Where is the book?" or "Where is my book?" And
Yeah.
she's looking for her book, and I didn't really think about that until now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. So she's actually just been looking for her book.
It's something about like
I want my book. Where is
yeah.
my book? And it keeps
something
translating
about the
it.
library.
Yeah, and so
obviously.
they just have it running on a speaker, and
Biblioteca.
the speaker is in the pottery kiln, and they get trapped, and they light them on fire, and it seems to work. Oh yeah, it says luring
It's
the
like
witches inside with a
green.
Spanish-speaking boombox. The plan seems to go perfectly as Danny, Max, and Allison watch them burn, and we think that's the end. Nah.
It's obviously not. You can tell. Like the movie would be over,
Yeah. So.
and then he would Thackeray would be no more.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
You would think.
The cat is still a thing, and Danny's all like, "We can adopt you," and he's fine with it for some reason.
Yeah.
They don't make it a thing that it's like, "Hey, I'm still cursed. They're not dead." They don't make that a thing.
Yeah, but I think he knew in the back of his mind that they weren't.
So they're pissed. The sisters, they look kind of
Yeah.
shit.
They come out and they're like,
They have.
they were speaking like, "Where is my book?" Blah blah blah. blah.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
was like, "Oh, this is perfect."
So they have to sulk their way all the way back home to their museum/cottage, and then that's when they get their vac. Well, no, they're there for a little while.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Can we mention how hot that mom was in the Madonna costume?
Oh my god!
Dude, I was like, this is a children's movie.
And of course, the dad was dressed as
Dracula.
Dadcula.
Dadcula, yes.
As he said.
The lame jokes of a dad.
So yeah, what we didn't know up until now, or maybe a little further ahead, is that if they don't steal a child's soul or their essence before the sun comes up, they're dead. That wasn't a thing. It's like, wow, this is a very, very specific curse that Winifred has casted.
Casted.
Was it cast a curse? Cast a curse? Casted a curse?
What was it? It was casted or cast? I thought cast was past tense too.
You know what? I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Anyway.
I don't know. So, yeah, they still have the book. The Spanish boombox couldn't help them get their real book. And
Biblioteca.
so what is it? Is this the point?
So this is the part where they're like, "Oh, I could breathe. Let me go ahead and go to sleep because I'm tired as fuck." So they go back to
the kids are at Max's house.
Yes. And so obviously, Thackeray falls asleep with Danny, and then Max is laying with Vanessa. And they're like, "Oh, this is so nice. Like, we should make it a thing, blah, blah, blah." And then they sleep with the book, but then they wake up. And shit, what happens after that? I'm almost like, I'm pretty sure that they want to cast a spell to help him like become human again. I'm like pretty sure that's
they
it.
and
so they
try to
open
end
the
the
book.
cat's curse. Mm-hmm. And then
it's like bright ass
a big that
orange.
purple.
It was orange.
Okay. The big beam. It's a beacon. This is like the sisters have kind of given up, but it's like nope, it's back because whatever spell or potion they wanted to make or whatever, they couldn't remember without the book. So they gave up hope, and then because like, these kids try to save this cat, fucking Allison and Max try to save the cat, the book is like, oh, there it is. So
and then Thackeray freaks out.
Yeah,
jumps on the book.
He's like, are you crazy? That's when they grab their broom, their mop, and their vacuum cleaner to fly to the house.
You got the broom for the, the main.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a shitty broom though. Like
it was just a common broom.
And then you get the mop for
Sarah.
And then
the vacuum cleaner for
this will work
for Mary. Yeah,
it was perfect.
And Sarah is like singing in the sky, and it's all the children. Mm-hmm. Halloween costumes and all are just kind of entranced. They're just walking towards the house or wherever.
Their cottage, I'm pretty sure. But we have to remember that at this point, and I don't remember when it happens, that they took the bullies and put them in the cages.
The cages. Which, thank you. Glad you got your comeuppance. It's like, stop pulling pranks on people. This is what happens.
Stop being an ass.
Yeah. and so they steal Danny, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't remember
they come
who.
up, and I'm pretty sure. Yes, this is what happens. So like they go and they're like, oh crap, where's the book at? Because they couldn't find the book when they woke up. I think what it was. Like they opened it and closed it, and then I think they went to sleep. I can't remember exactly what the details were, but they woke up and were like, shit, we need to go find something. And at that point, it was like they ran out of the room, and then they came back. And I think they were looking for Danny, maybe? Or Danny was screaming.
At one point...
My brain is fuzzy on that part.
I can't remember if they kidnapped Danny straight out of their house.
They did.
Okay, so they fly away with Danny.
Because, remember, Sarah was hiding under the covers. So, like, ooh, like, they go to pull off the covers, and then it's Sarah laying there. And then Winifred and Mary come out of the closet with Danny, and then they fly off into the night with their broom and vacuum. So
once again, back to that same beat. They got her tied up. They got Danny tied up. Mm-hmm. They're remaking the potion. I swear this is like the second or third time they've done it, but they keep knocking over her cauldron. It's like, no, my potion. Oh, but there's just enough.
One little piece.
It's like, if all you need is one little piece, why are you wasting your time making like enough potion for a whole city?
Yeah.
Just like, oh, children, here, drink some potion.
But they're definitely adamant on it being her.
Yeah.
And no one else.
And so, I don't know whose car they have. I guess it's not important. But Allison and Max get a really good idea to, like, they find out about the sun curse thing. And so they have their headlights. They put, like, these films over their headlights so it's red, so it looks like the sun.
Yeah.
And they trick the witches into thinking that sunlight's here.
And they flip out.
They kind of go into
to
the death pose.
Yeah.
Like the hands up, like, oh, I'm melting. I mean, they're not melting, but that's the best I can describe it. So
then you got Vanessa going, trying to get them in the car. Do you remember that part?
You mean Allison?
Yes, I keep wanting to call them their real names.
Which is funny because I did not know their real names. But yeah, so it's like, oh, get in the car. So they rescue Danny. They got Binks. And so they go back to the graveyard. Mm-hmm. I can't remember why they have to go to the graveyard.
Because they're trying to hide Danny from them. So they make out this plan.
Oh, that's just their safe spot.
Yeah, safe spot. They're trying to hide her.
And Billy's there. It's like, oh no, Billy's back. And Winifred is like, kill him. I'm just tired of this fucking kid. He like takes the kid's pocket knife and like, oh shit, Billy's about to stab Max. Takes a pocket knife, like cuts open his mouth, his own mouth, Billy's mouth. And I can't remember what he says.
He's like, I almost want to say like he said bitch, but I know it wasn't.
So, fuck off.
Yeah, he's like,
tired of you. So yeah, he's clearly tired of Winifred. It's like they're
I
already.
think he calls her a hag too.
So, yeah, they're already like broken up. It's like, yeah, I'd be done with you too. So he joins the kids, which I was really cool.
Yeah, that was like another one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, but like so Danny, Billy's just like, hey, stay inside my grave where you'll be safe. I thought she just accidentally fell in there.
No.
And we forgot that at the house, Allison, they grabbed salt.
Yes.
Because a circle of salt protected them. So Allison has just regular table salt or whatever, and witches can't touch it. So not only can they not touch the graveyard, but it's like, all right.
Now I definitely can't touch it.
Yeah. And so Allison covers the grave or circles the grave, puts that barrier around it with salt.
And then Sarah comes flying by, and she obviously can't touch her.
Yeah, she kicks Billy's heads off. And it's straight up like Pirates of the Caribbean 2, where that one dude, the crab dude, is like, follow my voice, and he's trying to find his crab head. Yeah. So you got that. So Billy, he's just blindly stumbling around looking for the head. Danny finds it. He's like, here, you're my favorite.
Yeah, she's trying to be nice and gets out of her little area that they had planned on.
This is what I don't like. Is that
I don't either.
Winifred just takes Danny.
Yeah,
it's
like so simple.
I can't walk on the graveyard, but I can touch you. Who's on it? It's just like they can go like a foot off the ground.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is also the salt. Why did they not put it around Danny?
Or just sprinkle it in her hair and stuff.
Dummy,
right?
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, they kidnap Danny. They snatches her up in the air, and
they're floating over.
They try. It's like, okay, you're gonna drink the rest of this potion.
Yeah.
And Binks, who he comes and goes in this film.
He does. He's kind of like
he had 300 years to protect shit, and he sucks.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, this is the first time he's had to protect them since they died.
I don't know. Cats have claws. That cat would have clung onto me and just never let go. But it's like, nah, you can light the flame. But yeah, so he leaps onto the broom like fucking Hercules cat, just flies through the air, and she drops the potion because obviously a cat just fucking Supermaned you, she Superman you to the ground. She's now on the ground, but nothing happens.
See, and that's what I don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on the ground because I remember they had to be. Shit, you know what?
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that.
Maybe they just can't move. It's like, I'm on the ground now. I'm frozen. I don't know.
So the whole point of that would be nothing. Yeah. You know?
So Winifred and the potion, they fall to the ground, but before the potion breaks, Max catches it, but then he threatens to smash it if Winifred doesn't let Danny go, because I guess at this point Winifred has Danny.
She's like, well, what does she say after that?
I don't know.
She's like, I'll
kill her if you break my potion.
I'll kill her.
Yeah. And then it's just she's standing in the graveyard.
Yeah, I don't know.
That whole point was just kind of it just added for good scenery.
Yeah.
I guess a good Halloween movie that doesn't actually take place on the streets in the neighborhood of where they're trick or treating. I'm kind of glad
they put some of it in the cemetery.
So Max, being the brave man he is,
being fucking the big brother,
Iron Man's it on himself, and he drinks it. So it's like, oh, cool, you can't steal Danny's force. You have to steal mine. But she's like, you're a fool. And
you're brave, but stupid.
Drags him high into the air. Seriously, this whole graveyard thing, she still has her power. She can fly.
I know. I don't know.
So, yeah, she's trying to, suck him off in the air. I know. I
knew exactly what you were trying to do there.
Yeah, and so... fucking Mary, she's got her vacuum cleaner, and Danny and Allison and Billy, they grab the cord and hold them back.
I just realized she turns to stone and the others don't, because she's on what do they call it?
Hollowed ground?
Is it hollowed?
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
sacred ground.
So something does happen.
I guess.
But it's not immediately, so you would assume it was because of something
It's else. A whole trolls situation.
Oh, yeah.
When trolls are out in sunlight, they turn to stone. That's it.
Yeah.
That happened in The Hobbit.
Yeah, but she didn't... The other two didn't do that.
Yeah.
So I think it's because she was on hollow ground when the sun came up. But yeah, so...
that whole graveyard thing is so stupid.
It's okay.
So, Yeah, the two lose their balance. The sisters lose their balance because they kind of got slingshotted. They like held the vacuum cleaner cord and then let it go, and then both of them went out of control in the air, and then they fell to the ground. Nothing really happens. But yeah, this whole time, Winifred is trying to just drain his life or whatever. And then, yeah,
The sun comes up.
You're right. I guess there is a difference between laying on the ground and standing on the ground. Because she stands on the ground and turns to stone. And then the sun rises, and then all of the sisters explode.
They just explode into
Just,
like
yeah.
a poof of confetti almost.
So the sister's like, I don't know if she says you're stupid, but it's like, why would you drink it? Also, thank you, I guess. Like, Max, you're an idiot, but also
Danny is
good thinking.
she's such a grown up, and she just like
And it's
cares
the thing
about
of,
her brother.
Yeah, and it's the thing of, well, I'm your brother. Yeah, it's my job.
And they make that very clear, especially earlier, since we didn't mention it. But remember when he takes her trick or treating, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a baseball player," and she's the witch or whatever. They're dressed up as that, and then the two bullies come up and take his candy or whatever, and she starts crying because.
Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot about that.
We forgot about that. And then she starts crying, and then he's like, "Well, I'm your big brother. I'll blah blah blah." I don't remember.
Just
what
says it in private though.
And then she starts immediately from crying to laughing, and then it was cute, but I was like, "Oh my God, come on now!"
Yeah.
And then they go to Vanessa's house.
Yeah, I love it. It's just like, well, you can't pick on me because I got my. It's like, oh, look at this girl who's just standing up to him because I got my brother.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Here we go again. Yeah, so the siblings, they love each other. They're all happy. They're reunited. And it's an actual ending. The sisters are dead. It's not like in the clay kiln, official. The pottery kiln where you think they're lit on fire.
The music starts and
Billy's just music. Like, hey, peace. I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah.
Gets back in his coffin.
Like, bye, Billy.
Which is interesting because I would have half expected him just to be walking around town now.
No, I think he wanted to rest.
And then Binks at one point... Oh no, he just died because the curse ended.
Yes, so he
they're trying to wake up the cat. It's so sad.
See, fucking, I told you. That's the worst part of the movie.
Oh shit!
A cat literally dies.
Is that the same cat that's in Sabrina Teenage Witch
Pretty
or something?
much.
Because it looks identical.
It's a black cat on Halloween.
They did a good job swapping between CGI and
they did actually. See,
and real cat because. Old movies
the
like that
are just
good. So
good.
bad when the animals talk, but it's like, nah, this is good.
It's actually pretty good.
It was very, very good. It didn't bother me that it's like, oh, that's animated, and oh, that's practical. It's like, nah, either way, they did a good job.
And then
Thackeray,
and then he's like, I'm over here, and he's a ghost,
little ghost.
And then at this point, like when I was younger, I'd be crying my eyes out. I don't even pay attention to what they're saying.
I will always be with you, and then Emily's there. It's just.
And she's like, "Where have you been, Thackeray Binks?"
Yeah, it's just a nice little sibling thing.
We've been waiting for you.
Yeah, so all of the adults are free. I don't know if that's a post credits thing or during credits, but yeah.
And then the parents come out of their party.
Yeah, we also missed it, like when they woke up because fucking Allison and Max slept together.
Yeah.
Passed out together. They didn't have sex because Danny's also in that room. But they're just like, wow, party.
The parents aren't home. It's 5:00 in the morning.
Yeah, party hardy, So, yeah, all of the adults are just like, what? They're like singing.
I've never partied so hard before.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Jay and Ice are still in the cages.
Yeah.
Because, they called him ugly.
Yeah, they're like, and then they got like super mad and they were gonna kill him or something,
and
but they didn't.
Trapped him up, and they're singing "Row, row, row your boat," just completely out of boredom.
Is it simultaneously?
At the same time, yes.
No. What's the other word then? One starts and then the other one starts.
Kind of harmonize.
I don't know what you call it, but anyway, that's what they're doing. Super fucking
and then
creepy.
The spell book opens its eye.
And then end scene.
I'm pretty sure that's credits then.
Yeah.
This is back when movies didn't really rely on credit scenes and post-credit stuff. So yeah,
it pretty much is like, oh, well, it opens up again. It could come back.
Yeah.
They could come back.
So I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Oh, I did too.
There was these movies like this, Monster Squad, Lost Boys, things like this. These movies where it's the gang versus like the evil spirits that no one really believes in. That's always so cool to me.
So I don't know if you knew this, but there will be. I'm like pretty sure it's confirmed.
You gonna say sequel?
There's a Hocus Pocus 2.
Yes.
Coming up on Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus.
And I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
It just better not be sad. That's the only thing.
Yep. And even though this movie didn't do well when it first came out, I just read an article like yesterday. Hocus Pocus and Beetlejuice lead box office.
That's crazy.
Because theaters are just
back
bringing...
in 1990s.
Yeah, theaters are just bringing old movies. And it didn't do well. Because in 1993, you fucking had Jurassic Park, Free Willy, and I guess Disney did a re-release on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
All amazing movies.
Because why not? Because why?
Because why do they re-release anything now?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it was great. It says here, Betty. I'm gonna say Betty.
It's Bet.
Okay, Bette Midler. She was on tour, so I guess she's a singer.
Yes, she is amazing. She
see, I don't know.
Okay, let's see. She has been a singer, actress, all of that. Like she is a powerhouse.
Yeah, so
comedian.
So what happened is that the three of them, while Bette Midler was on tour, the three of them dressed as the witches like sang the song, and it's like that's really cool. They did that in 2015.
Yeah.
That's
cool. I like, of course, like I said, it wasn't like my favorite Halloween movie to watch, just because it was sad at the end. That was the only part that I didn't like, and that tends to be something that turns me off of movies. But other than that, like, it's a great movie, I think.
Here's something that's weird, a little bit of trivia. So, The Nightmare Before Christmas, I think those were released the same year. Oh, am I shaking a lot?
Yes.
Okay. They were released the same year, but they didn't want the films to compete. So, Nightmare Before Christmas was released in October, and this was released in July. Why wasn't this released in October and Nightmare Before Christmas released in, I don't know, Christmas?
I don't know.
So, yeah, this got like a July release, and...
Honestly, I would love for that to have been October, and then that would have been in July, because they actually have in Nightmare Before Christmas at one point. I don't know if it's they have doors, right? They have like these things you can go through. One of them's Easter, you know. The other one's Christmas,
St. Patrick's Day, Thanksgiving,
and I'm pretty sure that the one of them is 4th of July fireworks.
Okay,
and so that would have been cool because it's like a little nod to like, hey, it came out for this, even though it had nothing to do with it. Yeah.
So I guess we'll wrap this up. So what is your why do you love Hocus Pocus? Why were you one of the people that was like, why haven't you seen this movie? Do you have like a favorite scene, or is it just the whole? It's not even
just the movie. It's just like what you said. It's like anyone who said, hey, I've never seen Halloween, you flip out. Like, it's a great movie, but literally because everyone should have seen it by now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like one of those classic movies where you have to watch it. Like, it's, if you were given a list of like movies, you're still shaking.
Sorry, I'm done now.
It's cool. Of a list of movies that you have to watch by age like 10.
Okay.
Hocus Pocus is one of them.
Okay.
Because there's no way around it. It's, for one, it's on Disney Plus. So any kid or any parent that wants to show their kid a good movie, it's going to be shown. So if they don't show them and you've never seen it by now, am I boring you?
No. Okay. No, it's just almost midnight.
Okay.
Because we're dumb. So your favorite scene? Because you just seem just like, oh, Hocus Pocus, I like the movie.
Obviously, like, I like the little nods to things. Like the small little Easter eggs, like the Sanderson sisters. I love that part.
Oh,
like, I
girls,
like the little things that are added in there.
I love, like, on rewatches, just catching things like that.
But it's more just like watching their personalities. I love the comedy in it. It's so freaking funny. Mary is one of my favorites because she's so weird but funny.
You're asking like children. Yeah. I love Sarah because she's just so
Sarah,
like she
she's
can't
like,
resist. Just like, oh my god, a man.
She's so ditzy too.
My favorite scene was the high school pottery kiln scene. Oh. I thought that where's my book was just a random announcement that was playing. I didn't know it was a specific, like, the kids set up a radio to do that. Yeah. And then when it clicked, where's my book? And she's looking for the book. I'm like, this is genius.
And then she comes out speaking the Spanish.
They light them on fire, and it's like, I thought that was the end, but it wasn't.
Oh, did you really?
I really did.
Wow. Yeah. See, I knew it wasn't, so that's why it didn't hit me as hard.
Yeah.
But, like, I would say my favorite part, oh, God. I think it was also good. It has to be the music number. Like,
oh, of course.
Because it just, like, you're like, oh, so that was the part of the movie I remember the most.
Good. Yeah, so good. Well, that was Hocus Pocus, everyone. Once again, if you're like Tori and it... no, I'm going to be like Tori. If you're like me and haven't seen it up until last year, see it. It's a great movie. If you like Halloween, if you're into that... even if you're not, our main dude, he wasn't, and then he was a total badass. Yeah. Fighting witches.
I mean, like, if you like Halloween and you're not a huge, I don't want to be scared, like, if you don't want to be scared, then go see this.
I don't think I was scared once during this movie. And they could have easily, like, that number. The cats are huge jump scares in Halloween movies.
Yeah.
You don't really have that.
They didn't really jump scare at all.
He jumps at one point when he goes to light the flame.
But it wasn't really a jump scare.
But I wasn't scared. It was just like, yeah, dude, there's a cat. You guys read about it in class that morning.
Yeah, just a Halloween movie that you don't have to worry about if you're a scaredy pants.
It's so nice. I'm so glad we finally talked about that.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to talk about it. But yeah, join us next time where we talk about probably one of the other movies we mentioned in this podcast.
Scream?
Maybe.
I want to talk about Hubie Halloween after we watch it.
Oh, or just regular Halloween. So many movies, guys. Tune in like next week or whatever.
Maybe.
Whenever this goes up. Who knows when.
No specific date.
Yeah. Because I originally wanted to have this up a few days ago. But it's like, I'd rather sleep.
Yeah.
So, let me end this with a... I honestly thought that was more empty. I was going for a... There we go.
That's mine.
Jesus, mine is so full. There we go.
You and your...
Alright, that noise completely woke up the cat.
Oh, was he sleeping?
He was.
Oh, look how cute.
Alright, guys. Until next time, I'm Tyler.
Yep, you're Tyler. I am Tori.
And this has been Spoiled Popcorn. Pop, 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 pop. What if I started doing that? Just, can you smell the circus, Georgie? Pop, pop, pop. You got popcorn. Pop, pop, pop.
Okay, bye.
Bye.